Hi, Shane here. You're watching Sam for God, and this is Mark. Check her out.
Hi guys, how are you doing today? A few days ago I went to see a show that I've been wanting to see for a very long time, and it was a very unexpected trip as well. I wasn't sure I was going to see it that night because I was going to do the lottery, but I thought it's nearly the end of the year and I really want to see it, so I ended up going to see it finally. And that show is the Book of Mormon, the very popular Book of Mormon. I've known about the show for at least 3 years now, I think. I first heard of it in the beginning of 2011 when it opened on Broadway. I really wanted to go and see it then because the whole idea of it just really interested me. I might be the minority of non-US people who actually knows about Mormonism, but because I went to a Christian school for 3 years, even though I'm not a Christian, I had to learn about Mormons and their religion and all that. And so as soon as I heard about this musical, I thought this is something that would really interest me. And also, I love South Park, the cartoon, the comedy series. I'm not a massive fan or anything, but I do watch it every now and again. And although I do find some of the episodes a bit too much, I generally find it hilarious, and I think it's comedy genius. I really do love South Park and the humour in it. Same with other shows similar to that, like Family Guy and American Dad. Even though they were made by different people, they're all kind of the same type of humour, and I really do enjoy it for the most part. So again, when I heard that it was made by the creators of South Park, I was like, wow, this is going to be amazing. Plus, one of the people who did the music for this is Robert Lopez, who did Avenue Q, and Avenue Q is one of my favourite musicals of all time, so again, another reason for me to want to go and see this show. Anyway, I actually made a video back in 2011 talking about how much I wanted to go and see the show, and here it is if you want to see it. I mean, I know the Book of Mormon has only just started previews, I think, in New York, and that's a musical that I would really love to see, and I've heard that there has been some rumours, and, you know. Right, so that's that. As you can see, I've been wanting to see the show for quite a while now. And something that I'm very proud of myself for is that during these past 3 years, I haven't looked at any proper spoilers at all for this show, because I've been wanting to make it very special for me when I finally see it. And people kept telling me, do not listen to the cast recording, do not listen to the songs, don't read about the jokes because it's going to ruin the experience for you. And so I didn't. I mean, I'd heard a couple of the songs, like I Believe, and that first song, Hello, My Name is Elder Price, because they're very famous. But apart from that, I hadn't actively gone online to find out more about the show because I wanted it to be a surprise, and I'm glad I did because it was definitely one of my favourite theatre performances of all time watching this. Oh my god, it was so much better than I expected it to be. I mean, I knew it was going to be funny, but this was just funny on a different level. I've never heard this much laughter, this level of laughter in a theatre before. And I've been going to theatre on a regular basis for the past 5 years. People were probably howling and laughing, and I mean, I had tears in my eyes watching the show. It was so funny. The last time I laughed so much during a show was the first time I saw Avenue Q. And it's just such a great thing when you see a show that makes you laugh so much. Everybody loves laughing. And the Book of Mormon has so much comedy in it, like literally every 3 to 4 minutes, there's something that makes you laugh out loud, and it's just brilliant. It really is a work of art. The plot is very simple. It's basically about a bunch of Mormons, young Mormons, who get sent on a mission to go and convert other people into Mormonism. And 2 of these Mormons get sent to Africa, and you just get to see their journey into how they try and convert people and the challenges that they face and stuff. And also, just in case anybody doesn't know what Mormonism is, it's kind of a branch of Christianity. Mormons basically call themselves Christian, but they also have a different book. I mean, they believe in the Bible, but they also believe in another book called the Book of Mormon, hence the name of the show. Anyway, you might think that because the show is a comedy, it's just a funny show with no real substance, but no. Even though the story is very funny, it's also very heartwarming. And there are some touching moments in the show that really make you feel for some of the characters, and I really enjoyed that, and I didn't actually expect that from the show. But you really come to care about some of these Africans, and also the Mormons themselves. Even though you realise that, you know, the things that they believe in are a bit absurd and a bit stupid perhaps, you do still root for them and want them to succeed in what they're doing, which is weird, but somehow it works, and I really like that. Right, so the 2 main Mormons who get sent on this mission are Elder Price and Elder Cunningham. Elder Price was played by Gavin Creel. Now, Gavin Creel is an American actor. He actually did the Book of Mormon on the US tour before coming to London. I'd seen him perform live before. I saw him in Hair, the musical, back in 2010. And I thought he was great. I've always enjoyed him as an actor. I think he's got a brilliant voice. But for this character, he's just perfect for it. His voice was great. His acting was completely convincing. He's meant to be this kind of dorky guy, this very idealistic guy who thinks that now that he finally gets to go on this mission, his life's going to change forever, and there was just something very likeable about him that had the audience on his side from the very beginning, because yeah, he's a normal, typical kind of 19-year-old guy who doesn't know much about the world, but you know, all his life he's thought that because he's a Mormon, he's going to have an amazing life when he finishes, you know, school and stuff. I thought he was great. So yeah, Gavin Creel, voice excellent and great acting too. I really did enjoy him in this show. Then we've got Elder Cunningham, and he was played by an actor called Jared Gertner, I think. He was great as well. I mean, he was perfect for this part. I can't think of anybody else playing this part. He was so good. It's a very unique character. You could say that he's a bit obnoxious, the character, at times, but at the same time he's got this very endearing quality about him that makes the audience like him. I mean, when he first came on stage I was like, oh my god, this guy's annoying. How am I going to sit through 2.5 hours of him? But you quickly realise that even though he's quite a loud, in-your-face character, he's actually very likeable in some ways, and him and Gavin Creel made a great partnership. I really did enjoy their scenes together, they were great. But then we move on to the Africans. Now, one of the main characters here is a girl called Nabulungi, and I had to actually look in my programme because I still can't say her name properly. That's the character name, Nabulungi, and she was played by Alexia Kadim. Wow, just wow. I've seen Alexia Kadim perform live before a few times. I mean, I saw her in Wicked several times. I also saw her in some Fringe shows that she did back in like 2010, 2011. And most recently, I saw her as Eponine in Les Miserables last year. And I've always thought she's a great actress, but I've never been a massive fan of her or anything. But this role just suits her so well, and she's completely right for it. It's just impossible not to like her in this. She obviously has an amazing voice. I mean, she played Elphaba, of course she's got an amazing voice. But she's also got a very innocent look about her that just works so well for the character and makes you love her, and she's just great. She's just childish character, the most innocent of the Africans who just wants a better life for herself, and it's just so cute. I really loved her in the show. Right, the last person in the cast I'm going to actually name is someone very special, and this person is the person who actually probably made the show for me, even though the show itself is amazing. And that person is Stephen Ashfield. Now, like I said, this whole show is incredible, and the cast, every single one of them are absolutely brilliant. But even in a sea of talented people, Stephen Ashfield shined like a star and was a definite highlight for me. He was definitely the funniest character in the whole show, I think, in my opinion. And I think that's an amazing thing to say about him. I mean, considering literally every single person in this cast is brilliant and every person in this cast is funny, he still managed to be that little bit more funny than all the rest of them, and I really like that about him. He's great. Again, I'd seen Stephen live before. I saw him in Jersey Boys and Legally Blonde, so I already knew that he was a great performer. But in this, he's just something else. He's absolutely incredible. Anyway, so let's talk about the sets now. The sets are great, they really are. I mean, some of the scenes, especially when they go to Africa, are done so well, you really do kind of think that you're in Africa. The sets aren't anything amazing, to be honest, but they are very good, and they do the job for the show. And now the music is fantastic. Every single song in the show is a highlight. I mean, all of them are so catchy. This is how a musical score should be like. Take note, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I mean, there are obviously some songs in the show that I liked more than the others, but regardless of whether or not I liked them or not, every single one of them was very good and catchy, and you remember them after you came out of the show. And there's a whole variety of different songs as well. They're not all the same. That's something that I really enjoyed about the show, because even though it's one show, there's different styles going on, and especially when they go to Africa, for instance, the songs that they sing there are very different to the songs that the Mormon sings, and it's just really great. I want to go to the song list now and name some of my favourites for you, if I can remember them anyway. I can't find the song list here, so I'm just going to try and remember from my memory. Man Up is an incredible song. It was so funny. My favourite song, though, is the one that Stephen Ashfield's character sings. I can't remember the name of it. It's about something like Pack It In or something. It's basically about how Elder Price is basically feeling a bit nervous, a bit unsure about his beliefs, and Stephen Ashfield's character is like, you as a Mormon need to be able to learn to not think about the bad things, and whenever you have bad thoughts, just forget it, ignore it, and pretend that you believe in all the good things that Mormons believe in and be happy. I thought that was definitely one of the best performances of the night. There's some tap dancing going on in that scene as well, which was excellent. I love tap dancing, if you didn't know. Obviously, I Believe itself is a great song. Gavin sang it really well. It was so funny. I don't know, there's so many great songs in this that I need to go and buy the cast recording now and actually finally listen to the songs properly. I loved it. Every single song. Well done, Robert Lopez. I mean, this is why I love this guy. He's a great composer. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to say about the show, I think. I do have to kind of mention the jokes as well, because some of the jokes can be a little bit too much, a bit crude. If you're easily offended, then maybe this show's not for you, but I don't see why you should be. I mean, stop being so serious about life. Just go and see the show and enjoy it for what it is. This is what South Park's humour's like. They make fun of literally everything. I mean, if you've watched South Park, you would know there's pretty much nothing in the world that they've not made fun of. And they don't just make fun of it for the purpose of making the people of that belief or that race or that religion to feel bad. They make fun of it because they basically try and point out the funny, the ridiculous things about different things, and they do it to every single belief, to everything, every single race, every single everything. They just make fun of basically everything, and it's the same with the Book of Mormon. There were a couple of jokes in there that I thought, I didn't think they were unnecessary, but I thought perhaps the show wouldn't have been any different if they weren't in the show. They didn't really add too much to the show, and I would have been fine with them not being in the show, so they didn't make me laugh as much as the others. But for the most part, all the jokes, even the very shocking ones, the ones that are going to make people go, oh my god, I can't believe they just said that, are absolutely hilarious. There are a lot of moments like that where the audience members were like, just literally couldn't believe what was going on stage, and they were laughing. They weren't sure if they were allowed to laugh or not, but they were laughing because it was funny. And this is what I love about this show, because it's a bold show. It's a very brave show. Not only the show itself, and not only just the subject matter, but even the characters. The characters are very bold. What they say, their personalities, everything about the show is brave, and I love that. This is what musical theatre should be like. Now obviously I'm not a Mormon, and I'm not African either, so I can't really say how I would have felt if I were one of these people that are being kind of in some ways ridiculed in the show. But I honestly don't think I would have cared, because like I said, I watch South Park all the time, and there's been many times in South Park where they've made fun of something that I genuinely believe in or genuinely like, and I've never been offended. I laugh with them, because that's just what life's about. You don't have to be so serious, just laugh about the things that, even if it's something that you believe in, be able to laugh about it. That's what makes life great. Yeah. So yeah, I 100% recommend this show to anybody, unless you are very easily offended. Honestly, if you really do think that you can't handle some jokes that are just too shocking, perhaps too much, then don't go, because you're not going to like it. That's just obvious. But I think you'll be missing out if you don't go, because it's so funny. And I think you should just go there with an open mind and be prepared to have a great time. Like I said, I've never seen this much laughter in a theatre before, and I was sat right at the back of the store, so I could see pretty much everybody, and everybody was laughing all the time, constantly. It was great. The whole atmosphere was just magic. I just want to go and see it again now. I'm just a bit upset that I've already seen it once now, because I think your first experience of this show is just going to be something special, and it's something that can't be experienced again, because, once you see the jokes for the first time, then you're not going to find them as funny the second time, obviously. But I do still want to go and see it again sometime in the new year. So yeah, that was my review of The Book of Mormon. I'm sorry if it was quite long, but I had loads to say about this, obviously. If you've seen the show, let me know in the comments what you think of it. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!